Good morning, my dear students. Today we are continuing with the same chapter in DP, Chapter 1. What is democracy? Why democracy? Students, in our previous lecture, we were studying about the summary of definition, arguments in favor of democracy or against of democracy. Now today I will explaining you about the broader meaning of democracy and the distinguish between democratic government and non-democratic government. Now students, I think that definition and features are clear to you all. We are we all are study about the simple definition of democracy, that is, democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Students, we all are study about the important features of democracy with the help of different case studies of different countries. These features are: first, major decisions by elected leaders, one person, one vote, and one value. Third, respect for rights and rule of law. Fourth, free and fair electoral competition. Now, students, the broader meaning of democracy. Now, in this chapter, we have considered the meaning of democracy in a limited and descriptive sense. We have understood democracy as a form of government. The most common form that democracy takes in our time is that of a representative democracy. In the countries we call democracy, all the people do not rule. A majority is allowed to take decisions on behalf of all the people. Even the majority does not rule directly. The majority of people rule through their elected representative. Now, representative democracy. The idea of this is that citizens elect their representatives who govern on their behalf. That means citizens were elected their representatives through elections, and these peoples were governed on their behalf. That means representatives were governed on their behalf. Thus, nearly all citizens may elected MPs, but they indirectly govern on behalf of the public. Now, the representative democracy is necessary because modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decisions. Now, students, that means it is not possible for any country that all the people to sit in one place or in assembly and take collectively decisions. Instead, what we do, we choose our representative, and that representative will take decisions on behalf of us or people. This you can see in our parliament of our country also. In the parliament, the people were elected representatives, and these representatives were taking decisions behalf of the people. Now, second, even if they could, the citizen does not have the time, the desire, or the skills to take part in all the decisions. Now, if they could sit together, but there may be some people, they may not have time, or some people have not desire or skills to take any decision. So that time the representative, those who are elected by the people or us, they were taking decisions behalf of the people. Now, students, the distinguish between democratic or non-democratic government. Now, democratic government. First, government formed by the representatives. Now, in a democratic country, government is formed by the representative, and these representatives were elected by the people or citizens. Now, second, representatives are elected in a free and fair elections. Now, these representatives which were elected by the people, that these are elected by the free and fair process of election. Third, major decisions by the elected leaders. Now, the decisions which are taken by the leaders, these all decisions were taken in the favor of people, and they people were representatives were taking decisions on behalf of the people. Now, citizens have the right to oppose policy and action made by the government. That means citizens have right to oppose any policy that is not in the favor of people, and they are taking a action against the government in a democratic government. Now, last, citizens have voting rights. One person, one vote, one value. Now, in a democratic government, citizens having a voting rights, one person having a one vote, and that vote is very valuable to choose the representative of a democratic government. Now, non-democratic government. First, rule by force. Now, in non-democratic government, rule by force. That means the ruler, those who are ruled over there, they become a monarchy or a dictators, and they were ruled by force. Representatives are not elected by the people. Now, those representatives, they are not elected by the people. They were elected by their power, and they rule over the government. Now, third, major decisions by non-elected leaders. Decisions were taken by that group of people, that means dictators or a monarch, and that is a final decisions, and all decisions were taken by the group of people and dictators or a monarchy. No criticism of government or ruler tolerated. Now, their people are now not criticize the government or the ruler of the non-democratic government. No voting right is given to the people. Their people are not having a voting right to choose the government, and the ruler and dictator were ruled by force in a non-democratic government. Now, true democracy will come to this country only when no one goes hungry to bed. Now, students, a democratic decisions involves consultation with and concern of all those who are affected by that decisions. Those who are not powerful have the same say in taking the decision as those who are the powerful. This can apply to a government or a family or any other organization. Thus, democracy is also a principle that can be applied to any sphere of life. Now, at this stage, we just need to note that democracy can apply to many spheres of life, and that democracy can take many forms. There can be various ways of taking decision in a democratic manner, as long as the basic principle of consultation on an equal basis is accepted. The most common form of democracy in today's world is rule through people's elected representatives. Every democracy has to try to release the idols of a democratic decisions making. This cannot be achieved once and for all. This required a constant effort to save and strengthen democratic form of decision making. This is the strength and the weakness of democracy. The fate of the country depend not just on what the ruler do, but mainly on what we as citizens do. But democracy depends on active political participations by all the citizens. Thank you, students.